Hi, this is Enrique. Welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm here with JB and I'm here with Ryan.
Hey.
So you've seen him in JB's channel. He manages a coin shop over in Carlsbad, California. And today we actually went to the range to go practice. So it's very important for people out there to continue practice on their training, not only on learning how to use tools, but also other types of basic training, whether it be stuff like boxing or jiu-jitsu or any other type of basic training. It's always good for you to dedicate some time to that in your daily routine or your weekly routine. So today, we do have Ryan here, and I wanted to give a little bit of insight from a management point of a coin store and get some of his outlook as to what people are buying, the volume, if he's seeing people come in with fakes, and other types of situations that might arise. He might have a story or two to tell you guys.
Yeah, so insight from the business right now, a lot of people selling. Some of it is people have just seen gold and silver move up, so they want to get rid of it. They'd rather have the money for something else, which I think is a bad decision, but that's their choice. And then a lot of the selling that I see is people who are struggling with bills. They can't pay their rent, they need gas in their car, you know, something came up, they don't have any savings at all. So that's when they come in, sell the gold and silver. So you can really tell that people are struggling right now.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, same amount of fakes. A lot of fake jewelry. So I think there's some, I don't know, maybe something going on, but
yeah,
for the most part, pretty similar.
Yeah. What are your opinions on that, JB?
Well, I've been watching a lot of videos in regards to fakes. Got to be very careful, especially this time of year with Christmas. A lot of con men out there, a lot of things on eBay. Be careful, be cautious. A lot of fake jewelry, fake Rolexes, a lot of fake silver and gold coins. So deal with reputable people like Ryan or the SD Bullions out there. Make sure you're buying reputable, then you don't have to worry. But exercise a little extra caution this time of year.
Yeah, it's very important for you to find a reputable dealer. And if you do run into someone, especially like someone like Ryan that knows his stuff, they verify all their metals. Can you give us a little bit of example of what is something that you do to verify when people bring in their metals?
Yeah, so the industry standard is the Sigma Metalytics, which is the device that measures how conductive the metal is. So that's the main test. And then I also have the gold and silver balances that'll check the they'll check the weight and then the dimensions of the coin just to make sure everything lines up. So those are the two main ways of how people test for gold and silver.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, no, and if you didn't know, the links that I do have on my channel here that I've been providing on all my videos, Ryan, he's actually the owner of that store that sells those. So now you have a face. He also manages that coin store. So it's very important, like I said, to find people that you trust, that you can go and do these types of trades. Because at the end of the day, there's a lot of con men out there in these types of businesses. And you don't just want to go anywhere because some people, they don't follow the correct routines and you could be scammed. Or maybe 15, 20 years down the line, you may think that you have something authentic and then you realize it's not like that. Are there any other stories that you have run into or people that you have run into that have unloaded a lot of different metals?
Yeah, I mean, I see a lot of inheritances. So I actually did a deal about a month ago for about $300,000 in silver eagles.
Oh, wow.
That's happened multiple times. So
Ryan, are people doing this because they have to or because they want to?
So yeah, it depends on the person. The bigger deals are usually because they want to. Like if you have $300,000 in metal and you get rid of it all, it's just because you don't want to. Because if you wanted to keep it, you could sell a little bit at a time. So that's what I see with a lot of the larger like people selling to me.
So with the smaller ones, rent, mortgage, things like that.
Yeah, when it's you know, $200 here, $200, 500, right around there. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, you had a deal a few months ago where a guy had to sell because of he was buying a business, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, and I've seen people sell for real estate. So there's different reasons to sell, but I am seeing a lot more people selling for the basic necessities.
Yeah, no, that's it. It's actually, this is pretty much the trend all over the United States right now. People don't have enough money to be able to afford their basic necessities. So if they do run into a situation, like he said, where someone runs into an inheritance of all this gold and silver, they offload it because they need the money to be able to pay down all that debt. Everything's getting out of control. The inflation is just getting out of control in America. Is there anything else you want to add to that?
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting 2025,
Mhm.
and I think people should be very, very concerned as we turn the page into 2025, because right now the writing on the wall does not look too good. I think they're gonna set up a lot of booby traps for this next administration with the wars, with the stock market, with the debts. This present administration right now is spending so much money that the American people are going to be on the hook for. It's going to cost so much more inflation. And they're going to have a big knot to untangle this next administration in 2025, and it's going to take a very, very long time, and they're going to have a lot of work to do. So I think the next 4 years is just basically, if we're lucky, in 4 years we can just get on track. We're not going to fix the problems that we have right now because it's mathematically impossible. So I think every person watching this video across the globe, not just here in America, you better be prepared for inflation and for the consequences of debt, and to feel some pain, because as we get on track, we're going to feel pain.
Yeah.
So prepare for pain.
Yeah, and the thing is you have the regular American that's actually not shopping at these stores like they used to. So you have Party City that's going out of business or shutting down all their stores.
Big Lots.
You have Big Lots. You know, what happened to Bed Bath & Beyond? What's going on with Sears? They're gone. Kmart's gone. So you have all these companies that used to be the Amazon of today. You know, you got Sears that's gone. You got all these companies that are pretty much disappearing, but a lot of it is also because people just, they no longer have the funds to be able to support all these businesses.
And one thing we were talking about before we got here is, you know, people have had to cut things out over the last couple of years. They've cut everything out. You come to a point where there's nothing left to cut out. You've cut everything out. There's nothing left to cut out. And so what do? They go to the credit cards. The credit cards to pay the essentials because they've cut everything out. It's not enough. So now they're taking on massive amounts of debt just to live day to day. And there's going to be huge ramifications at the end of the day because of this. The debt is piling up. Look at interest rates. They're going up. The price to borrow money, it's going up. Service debt going up. It's going to be big trouble.
Yeah, people are living in a state of delusion. They basically are trying to live a lifestyle that they cannot afford, or they think that their 480 credit score is perfect, but in reality it still needs a lot of work. They're trying to purchase vehicles that are way out of their pay grade. You have people like that, right?
So my coffee machine was not working, so we had to get an emergency coffee, you and I. We had to go to Dutch Brothers. We'll not go to Starbucks. So about 3 nights ago, we went to Dutch Brothers for coffee. And so I had some mechanical issues. It's resolved. It's fixed. Anyways, the young lady at Dutch Brothers Coffee, 21 years old maybe?
21, 22?
Yeah, 21, 22. She's going, oh, I like this truck that we were driving. And she's it's a nice 4Runner. And she said she was going to be looking at maybe buying one tomorrow. And I'm looking at this girl working at part-time at Dutch Brothers, and she's going to buy a $50,000-$60,000 truck. And it's just like when we talk about your clients, you know, making $20,000, $30,000, buying a $70,000 Lexus. This is the problem. This is the problem. And these people are getting themselves into so much debt, and a lot of it's avoidable. But people want to live for today.
Yeah. Like I said, State of Delusion. And there are other YouTube channels that I've watched out there of people trying to get cars that are just insanely, you know, $100,000 cars, when these people themselves have bad credit. They have $1,000 to put down, and maybe they still live with their parents, but yet they want to drive a 6-figure car, right? And how are they going to pay the insurance? How are they going to pay the maintenance? These
her insurance would be $300, maybe $400 a month.
Yeah.
That's what her insurance would be.
Yeah. For someone under 25 years old, their insurance is going to be sky high. Is there anything you want to add to that? Any experiences you have on that?
So I would add that a lot of our generation doesn't like taking the accountability, like we saw with the new student loan forgiveness. There's about $50 billion towards student loans because a lot of people, especially younger, will take on this debt, expecting someone else to come rescue them, not taking the accountability and the discipline to actually, make sure you can make the payments on time and make sure that you can financially handle that responsibility. Yeah, that's true. People, they want everything fast. They're not willing to wait for it. We have a society that, you know, they want to use the buy now, pay laters.
They want to use their credit cards to satisfy all their desires, but yet they continue to pay that high interest that just keeps them jailed in debt, right? So they don't care what the future might happen. All they care about is to have the vehicle now, to have the brand new couch, or to have the brand new video games that maybe they cannot afford, whatever it be the case.
Maybe somebody else will pay for it too.
Yeah. So people think that someone's going to come and save them, or maybe they'll win the lottery, or maybe they'll strike it big on a crypto or something similar to that. You know, you have people doing a lot of gambling online. You know, it's just crazy. And also you have a lot of people getting rug pulled on a lot of these crypto scams. You have that Hawk Tua girl that, you know, there's this guy that put in $70,000 in there, and so now her team is getting sued for that. So, but at the end of the day, who's the one that put in that money? No one put anything on his head to say, hey, you have to put $70,000 into her crypto project, right? They did it under their own accord. So all of this is greed. We are in a situation right now where there's a lot of greed out there. And so if you have the opportunity to be able to offload some of the assets that have maybe gone up a couple 100%, I highly recommend that you take your profits and run. Because I know a lot of people that have actually held on thinking that, oh, I'm going to go ahead and I don't want to have paper hands. I want to have diamond hands. And at the end of the day, you have an 80% drop, and then what? Then you have nothing, right? So take the chance to be able to review all your assets, see where you're at. And if you do have a very good amount of profits, I highly recommend that you take a little bit off the table, so at least you can have that secure in case we enter a bear market. Any other things you want to add to that?
Yeah, I'll close with this. There's a sucker born every second.
Oh yeah, I agree. How about you?
Just stay responsible. Work hard.
Yeah.
Keep it simple.
Yeah, I agree. Stay responsible. Work hard. Don't quit. Repetition is key in anything that you do. If you want to start a new business, it's all about getting your feet wet. Doesn't matter if things are not perfect. I know a lot of people have asked me before, people that have approached me, how do I start my own business, or they want tips from me. I'm willing to help them out, but I always tell them, just get your feet wet, get the experience rolling, and little by little, everything will come. So we'll go ahead and we'll leave the video here. Please comment down below if you have any suggestions about any other topics you would like for me to talk about on future videos, and we'll go ahead and see you on the next one.